1.
Hey, I'm Jonathan McHugh. I just finished student teaching for fall of 2016. And one of the many struggles and kind of things I had to work out during student teaching that came up was negotiating with students and kind of giving and taking as far as parameters about art projects. So a couple examples of this from both sides of that spectrum. For instance, this student didn't really want to follow the requirements of this general project, which included, among many other creative things, having 2 sets of tints and 2 sets of shades and a full color spectrum. And instead of one of those, she wanted to have the sky being mixed with red and yellow instead of red and white or orange and white or yellow and white. So I talked to her about, okay, as long as you're still showing me tints and shades and still getting the big learning of the concept that colors can be mixed to lots of little degrees to make them more interesting and make your art way cooler than if it was just straight out of the tube. As long as you're showing me that you know that, then it's okay to do this as an artistic decision to make your artwork better. Another kind of example on the other side of the spectrum, one of the other many requirements we had was that the subject had to be kind of in some sort of context. So it couldn't just be flat with no background or just a 2-dimensional object. This student really wanted to do a Batman logo with sets of tints and shades and kind of all those requirements. So I talked to him about, okay, you can do something related to Batman, but A, there's kind of a copyright issue going on, but more importantly, we want our artwork to have some depth to it and not just be flat. So what if you looked for, maybe you could do a Batman symbol from a spotlight in the sky and then have some sort of cityscape or something like that. Maybe you could do a character from the Batman movies or comics. But I told him just start with looking on Google, just look up Batman and try and find things you like, that you think are cool, that kind of relate to your interests, and then go from there. And this was a student who was kind of hard to work with and hard to motivate to really focus and continue in his artwork. But as soon as he got looking at some options on his laptop about Batman, he got super excited and he found a few that he liked and then kind of decided, no, I'm not sure about that one, and finally settled on this picture of the Joker. Was really into it and worked super hard to make a really nice final product, especially for this particular student and differentiating for him. It was really amazing what he was able to come up with. But we had to negotiate a little bit on those parameters too, so I couldn't fully just give into whatever he chose to do. And out of that, we ended up with really awesome artistic and personal final paintings.